The following video contains themes of death and bereavement in relation to children and young people. Caution is advised as the content might be upsetting to some viewers. School is an important part of life for many children and young people and is where they spend a lot of their time. It is important to communicate with the school following a bereavement so that they are aware and can support your child. This video aims to guide you through the process of communicating with the school. When someone has died and there is a child or young person involved, it is important to inform the school. It can be helpful to discuss how you're planning to approach the situation with your child and to let them make suggestions about how they'd like the school to find out. When you speak to the school, it can be helpful to arrange to have only one point of contact so that you don't have to repeat the story, as this can be emotionally challenging and because information can be difficult to keep track of when there are lots of people involved. It can be helpful to arrange a meeting with the school to discuss how the family would like to be supported. When you meet with the school, you can talk about the language you would like staff to use when speaking to your child about the death, how your child would like to approach the return to school following a bereavement, and if and how your child would like to tell their peers about the death. Ask your point of contact at the school to inform all of the staff who work with your child that somebody has died. They can also let them know about your family's wishes regarding the words and phrases you'd like to use when talking about the death and what your child has asked for in terms of support. Some children and young people might want teachers to ask how they are or check in, whereas others would prefer not to be asked about the death or how they were feeling when they were at school. Being aware of your child's needs will help staff to support them, so try to communicate with both your child and the school as clearly as possible to make sure that what is put in place is suitable and helpful. You might ask the school to make you aware of any behavior changes that you notice in your child so that you can work together to help them if necessary. Your child might want the other students to know that there has been a death, or it might be that they'd rather not tell them. If your child decides not to tell the other students about the death, it might be helpful to talk to them about how it is possible that they'll find out another way and to prepare them for that. If your child does want their peers to know about the death, talk to them about how they'd like to go about telling them. Ask them about who they would like to be told, if they'd like to tell them on their own, or if they'd like you to tell them. And if they decide that they'd like you to tell them, do they want to be there, and what do they want you to say? Offering options helps to give your child control over their own story. When you are organizing the return to school, arranging to have a designated person and area to go to if your child needs time out can help them to feel safe. Talk to your child about who they'd like to talk to at school and find out if it is possible for them to be the designated person for your child. You might notice that your child needs some extra help with their homework following the bereavement, or that they are finding lessons and schoolwork more challenging than before. You might notice that they become tired more easily or struggle to concentrate. Try to stay in touch with the school so that you know if they are finding the days difficult, and also so that they know if there are any problems with homework. You can work with the school to ensure that your child is supported with their learning. This might mean that they get more help with work at school, or that you offer them help with homework, or that adjustments are made to the level your child is working at in order to allow them to keep up without becoming exhausted or stressed. Remember, it will take time for your child to feel comfortable going to school again. Make sure you keep in contact with the school. Allow the school to note any behavioral changes or changes to schoolwork. Remember that it might take your child a long time to readjust to school after there has been a bereavement. Keeping in contact with the school can help both you and the school to recognize the areas in which your child might need support and to deliver it in a way that works best for them. Not every child or young person who grieves will need bereavement support, but Richmond's Hope is here for the ones who do. Please get in touch if you would like more information or advice, or to refer a child or young person.